Candidate. Chuck Townsend,
Yes,
who is our candidate for Register of Probate.
and Register of Probate is a kind of a weird office. It was established in the Constitution of the state, and its job was management of estates and trusts and guardianships, managing adoptions, managing name changes. Uh, it had a real job at the time, but over time, parts of that job disappeared. And in 2011, 13 years ago, legislation was passed which passed all of the responsibilities which were still remained for the Register of Probate over to the Justice Department, uh, except the only remaining uh, job responsibility is preservation of files, which is an important responsibility, except that that responsibility has been adopted without legislation by individual departments who know that they need to maintain their files safely. And so essentially there's no responsibility left to the office. Uh, Still, it is good for us to have the job filled, and it is good, especially important because we want people to vote from the top of the ballot down to every vote on the ballot. We want to have people vote from Harris and Walsh all the way down to the bottom of the ballot. Uh, like Mike Ryans was saying, it is good to have the county also be represented by people who the Democratic Party has judged good workers for the people of the county, and uh, and it's nice that currently that is true, that we do have good people who are Democrats working in the county delegation, and we want to keep it that way.
So Chuck, that's the end of time. Thank you.
So it's a little bit more challenging to come up with questions for you since we already knew a lot of that about your position. So asking you about your goals and ambitions, as well as what your office does, seems sort of silly. But I do wonder, I know you've spent time as a state representative, and I wonder the extent to which that helps you talk to your colleagues, or not colleagues, your neighbors, about the importance of voting for you, even though it's a position that has little to do.
I do talk to our neighbors, and it's a big responsibility for all of us to do this year. But I really don't talk about my position when I'm talking about it. I think that what people need to know is how important the top of the ticket is, and how important voting the whole ballot is. So that's what I talk about with my neighbors. And I have neighbors I really need to get to because they are very lazy voters, and